Hey everyone. Well, I nearly didn't come out today. Not having a good day. Just struggling to remember what day it is. For the first time since this happened. The lockdown, I mean. We're in the middle of the coronavirus or the COVID-19 pandemic. But at least we've made it to Friday, or I hope we have. I'm recording this on Thursday. I'll be going out on Friday though. We've got two stories for you today. Again, they're both from Northumberland, as they've been all week. It's a double bill, just to round things off. This first one that we've got is about, being happy with what you've got, what you're given, not asking too many questions. So jump straight into that. The village of Longhorsley is another place that's north of here. Again, past Morpeth. And long ago, an elderly couple lived there. And they were quite content. They had pretty much everything they needed. But they didn't have the one thing that they wanted, which was a child of their own. No matter how hard they tried, they were none forthcoming. And one night, there was a terrible storm. While the two of them sat by the fire, there was a knock on the door. They wondered who could be out in such a terrible night. When they answered, there stood two tall, graceful, very noble-looking people, a couple. One of them carried a baby. They begged the elderly couple to look after the baby, and they would come back soon to collect it. Well, they were quite surprised by this, but before they could argue, the baby was theirs. The couple were gone into the night, into the storm. Before they left, the only instructions they gave were that a tub of ointment must be rubbed into the baby's eyelids every day, without fail. And that to help the upkeep of the baby, they were also given a small coin purse filled with gold. Well, they weren't sure how long they would have the child for, but it made their home and their lives complete. They waited day after day for the couple to return, following the instructions, always rubbing the ointment into the baby's eyelids. And the coin purse seemed quite miraculous. No matter what they took out of it, there was always enough in. They didn't really want to question such a thing. The child grew, happy and healthy, and bright, and so handsome, a boy. He seemed to be able to run faster than all the other children and learn quicker than them. He brought the couple such joy. But if they were late, or if they seemed to forget that to give the boy the ointment, he would kick up such a fuss, such a tantrum, until it had been applied. Well, the couple pretty much gave up hope that the two strangers who had left the boy with them would ever come back. One day they took the boy to market, and he kept running off, disappearing. They kept chasing after him and asking him what he was doing, and he said he was playing with his friends, but they couldn't see anyone else. Well, as time passed, and it seemed that they were permanently, the boy's parents, curiosity got the better of the man, the old man, and one morning before he applied the ointment to the boy, he just one eye rubbed some on his own eyelid. Nothing happened. Didn't seem to make a difference. And off they went to market. There seemed to be some strange folk at the market that day. And they seemed to be just taking things from the stalls. No one was challenging them. There's a funny fella dressed in green there, quite short, just taking apples. The stallholder wasn't even trying to stop him. The man noticed that his son was talking and laughing with these people. His wife seemed completely oblivious, and then, he saw them. The couple who had left the son. He walked over, he clapped the tall gentleman on the shoulder. Quite surprised, he turned round. The man, you're back! We've raised your child as if he's our own. He's made us so happy. He's such a bright, brilliant boy. But he's your son. We were beginning to think he was ours, but, well, the tall stranger wasn't interested. Gripped the man by the shoulders, the ointment. Which eye did you rub it on? This eye, the left. The tall stranger blew to the elderly man's eye, making him blink when he opened them. The couple were gone. No matter how much they searched for the boy through the market, he was gone too. He explained to his wife what he had done. The two of them sadly returned home. The magic of the ointment seemed to have gone. They never saw the strangers again. Never saw the odd folk at the market. The coin purse was still never empty. They never spent too much, just what they needed. They got by on that. As much joy the memories brought them of the boy, they were sad that they had lost him in such a way. But they did take solace that he was back with his own people and with his own parents. Well, I don't know about you, but I like to think that those two strangers were maybe fairy royalty, certainly fairy nobility. These are Broomley Woods, just outside of Stocksfield. It's a really good place to come and just have a walk. People come walk their dogs. It's a good place to have a run as well. Very quiet this afternoon. It's starting to rain as well. I'm going to head back to the car soon. But before I do, got a second story coming up. This one's a bit of a ghost story. I've added my own little twist at the end. It's a very traditional folk tale. Well, I wouldn't say traditional, but it's it's a Northumbrian folk tale. My bit comes at the point where the two lads blow the stone up and find their riches. After that, I've kind of added my own bit on the end there. But, I hope you've enjoyed these stories. Just a bit of Northumbrian folklore for everyone. This is where I'm from. Hope you have a great weekend. Hope you're all staying nice and safe during this time. And I'll be back with more stories next week. Of course, there'll be something over the weekend, tell you what's coming up. But for now, I'm going to go home, get dry. This rain's getting a bit heavier. So I'll see you all later. Bye for now. To the west of here, almost at the Cumbrian border, is the small market town of Haltwhistle. And it is said that on a farm just outside of Haltwhistle was a great stone, huge rock in the middle of a field there. On the top of this rock, sitting, visible on most nights, is the ghost of an old woman. And all she does is constantly knock, knock, knock the great stone that she sits upon. She's known locally simply as Nelly the Knocker. And she has been there since, well, since who knows. The farmer who did own the land never really bothered by her. He found her quite a comfort, really. But when he passed away, when the farm was sold on, the new owner, well, the new owner's sons, should I say, they were very interested in Nelly. Why was she there? What was she knocking for? What was in the stone? Was it treasure? And eventually their curiosity got the better of them, whereby they managed to get hold of some gunpowder and blew the stone up. Sure enough, there, beneath the stone, were 3 bags of silver. Well, the young men were rich, and Nelly was never seen again. But as rich as these 2 young men were, they became quite lazy. They stopped helping on the farm as much. They didn't really share their wealth either. The parents still had to work the land. Till one day their mother came to them. Boys, just for one day, would you help out in the fields? That's all I'm asking. Well, what was a day? So the 2 of them went out and began to dig the field ready for planting. Something strange happened to them as they worked. They seemed to be slowing down. They couldn't move as well. It was hard to move. It hurt to move. Till the 2 of them collapsed into each other's arms and they didn't move again. Well, when the mother came out to look for them, as it was getting dark, all she found was a great stone in the middle of the field. A great stone that seemed to resemble 2 brothers holding each other. She was distraught. She climbed on top of the stone and began to knock and knock, and no one and nothing could convince her to come down. So she sits there still, visible most nights in the moonlight, Nelly the Knocker, knocking away at the stone which holds the treasures which she lost.